So in this video I will talk about two tools. One is the sequencer and the other one will be the scanner. Let's start with the sequencer. The sequencer is essentially a tool to do mathematical analysis of entropy. What you want to find out here is how random something is. By something I mean usually cookies or session tokens or anything what you usually use in your application as a random string. What the sequencer can do for you is to send requests automatically to collect these tokens and then run a bunch of mathematical analysis on them to find out how good the entropy was to generate these random values, and by that show you how random they really are. These tests could be good to you when you have like a suspicion that the cookies what you're receiving are not really random. So they do change, they look random, but you have a feeling that they probably aren't, and you want to test them, because if they are not random, then you might find a way to forecast them and generate session cookies for yourself, and that's awesome if you can do that. So let's quickly see how this really works. So this is the main sequencer page, and what you want to do is find a request which you can test here, and with that you can collect these tokens what you want to test. So we're gonna go back to the web code. So I'm gonna restart the browser to have a clean environment. And reload this page. Guest. And now let's see here in Burp what happened exactly. So you see when we send the first request, we don't have any cookies. And in response, we don't get anything. But in the second request, this is the authorization. So we add the authorization code or the username password. And then in the response, we get a set cookie parameter, set cookie header, and what we want to use the sequencer for is to figure out whether this value here is random or not. And for that, we have to send this request as many times as we can to have a list of these session cookies to be able to run the sequencer on them. So we say send to sequencer, and then we have this one request here in the sequencer. So the value what you want to test is going to be in the response. So you have various options how you want to choose what part of the response you want to test. So you can choose here that it's going to be a cookie. So Burp is looking for this set cookie header and allows you to choose one of these cookies. Since we have only one cookie, we can only choose the JSession ID there. Also, you can use form fields, but that's also not that interesting now. That could be interesting for you if you're if there's a cross-site request forgery protections, because usually a good way to protect against cross-site scripting forgery is to put a random cross-site scripting token in every form as a hidden parameter or a hidden input. And here with the form field, you could choose that input and test whether these cross-site request